My next guest takes on Stephanie Egger coming up here at Invicta FC 25 on August 31st. It's Yaya Rincon joining me here on the program for the very first time. Yaya, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and I appreciate you doing this. It's like 7 a.m. where you are right now. It's about almost 10 o'clock Eastern time. You're a morning person, I take it.
Yeah, I wake up at 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
I've been up for a while.
Interesting. Any particular reason, or are you just a morning person?
Have you ever been to the gym when no one is there?
Yes,
just, like,
that's
so
the reason
quiet.
I go too. Because I get up at 5 and then I go to the gym, for like 6 o'clock, and there's like nothing worse than going to the gym in like the evening when it's like a packed house.
Yeah, I hate that. So I'll wake up like super early. Sorry, I'm outside, but I'll wake up super early and try and get an hour in before breakfast, and then I'll have breakfast and then work with my personal trainer. But yeah, it's just a good start to the day.
Yeah, no, I like your style for sure. Let's talk about you though. How'd you get involved in combat sports?
When I was about 3, my mom, she was a stay-at-home mom, and I have a brother who's a year older than me. So she was always trying to find like activities for us to do. We did gymnastics and like we did a bunch of other stuff, but karate, like we like loved it and felt like it was just our place. And then we just always, or at least I did, he didn't, but I just always came back to martial arts. And then after I was finished with like college basketball, like there was no sports for me to do. So I was like, well, come on, like let me just give myself a chance. So I honestly, I didn't even know any UFC fighters. Like I didn't watch UFC. Like I didn't know anything about MMA. Like there's a little funny story. Like I hope I don't offend anyone by saying this, but like when I was in high school, there was 2 of my classmates like, hey, come watch us MMA fight in our backyard. I'm like, I'm going to watch you guys like slap each other around. That's weird. So like before I was 20, I didn't even know what MMA was, and then I just fell in love with it, and it took me over. So that's where I am now.
Excellent. I love hearing stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting to think, like, even like a couple of years ago, like it wasn't even on your radar. It just sort of came about, and you got hooked.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no idea what any of it was, but it's just so like addictive, and like so many people, like everyone in the sport is just like so like raw and like vulnerable and like themselves. I haven't been anywhere else in my life and been able to experience that. So it's cool.
When was that moment for you when you kind of realized, hey, I'm actually pretty good at this, I'm going to make a run at it?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I guess I still haven't got in there yet. It took me a long time to call myself a fighter. Not until like actually this last fight that I finally was like, all right, I'll accept it. I'm a fighter. But yeah, I think I'm still trying to prove it to myself mostly. So.
Excellent. Okay, good stuff. What pays the bills besides fighting?
Fighting.
Oh, really? So you're a full-time fighter then? Great.
Yeah, I graduated from Sac State with my bachelor's in psychology. I wanted to be a police officer, but I mean, I could still do that. I'm not ready for like a super serious career like that. And so I kind of got a part-time job at Target, turned it into a full-time job, and then that was just draining. And so I'd actually just quit that job, and now I'm full-time.
Good for you.
Fighting, like training 6 hours a day. It's amazing. I love it.
Awesome. I love hearing that, because you'll never have any regrets, right? If you're going all in on this, you can't say, hey, I was working late or whatever. So I think that's great. And it's worked out for you. I mean, let's talk about your record here. 1-0. You made your debut for Invicta back in May. I know post-fight, if people saw the interview, you weren't 100% satisfied with the win. What do you sort of feel like you could have worked on better in that matchup?
I've always seen myself as a finisher. So I mean, I think a lot of fighters see themselves like that. If you don't finish and you go to a decision and you could have finished, it's like, it's going to eat you up, even if you did good. And it's not to say like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to like offend anyone, but yeah, it's just me. It's never enough for me. I think after my, actually, it had been almost 2 years since I had been in the cage. I wasn't training, so when people hear that I walked away from fighting, they think that I was training, and I wasn't training. And I came back in December, and all my coaches were like, all right, let's go. And so like 3 months into training, like after like a year of nothing, and they told me, oh, Invicta. And so like it was just like back to back to back, like craziness. And I got there, and I thought that everything, like I had it all under control. And then I got there, and I adrenaline dumped. I've never done that before. And there were a few times where I rocked her pretty hard. I remember vividly this like left hook that I hit, and she smiled at me. And like when they smile, you're like, oh, I know they got you, you know. But there were a few times I could have jumped on her, but knowing that I had adrenaline dumped, I wanted to make sure, like, if I jump on her and I can't finish it, I want to be able to, defend myself and my muscles and everything. Like, I have cardio, and people will always say, like, why aren't you training cardio? Like, come on, guys. There's, like, way more factors than just A, B, and C, But, yeah, hopefully this time going into it, I'm more calm and I can do more than just boxing. And I don't know, did you watch my fight?
I did, yeah. No, I mean, you got the win. I think there were a few times when maybe you could have got the finish there. But again, it's your pro debut. I think the most important thing is just getting that W, to be honest. Get that out of the way. And then your second fight, that's usually when people get to see sort of the true skill set.
Yeah, I think we're all just hard on ourselves.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. I mean, you always want to improve, right? If you went out there and said, oh, I'm the best, I don't have to work on anything, then you're going to have some problems, right?
Yeah. I mean, there was a few times where I, like, did these weird, I've never done, like, this head and arm thing where I turned. I've never done that in my life. And, like, after the fight, my coach was like, what were you doing? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It was fun. It was a cool experience. I loved it, and I cannot wait to get back. And
let's talk about you being back. You're taking on Stephanie Egger. She's 2-1. How do you feel like you match up against her?
I think early on, professionally here, you're going to have be better at one thing than you are at other things. So I don't know what my thing is that I'm the best at in my style, but hers is judo. So whenever you are facing someone, of course you want to train the same, but you want to put a little bit more emphasis on certain things. So more judo defense, or learning more judo throws, just to understand more what she's looking for at the best I can, because she is a black belt. I mean, I do respect that about her. I'm excited for this fight. Shannon and the matchmakers over at Invicta, they're giving me tough fights, and it's fun because it's not like I can't wake up one day and be like, oh, I'm not going to train today, and then feel okay about that, So it's cool. They're pushing me, I think this is perfect.
And who are some of the people helping you get ready for this fight?
I have my strength and conditioning and my nutritionist, Coach Doug, and then Mike Guy, my boxing coach, and then Jim West, who is our head coach. He kind of shows up as everything, and Ryan Brown, who is our jiu-jitsu coach. We got Daniel Brito. There's so many people on the team as far as coaches go, and I even have a coach that's like, don't even mention my name, I just want to help you out. So it's pretty cool.
Cool. It's like a secret agent or something.
We're a gym full of love, but like everyone has their hand in the jar, and like everyone's helping me out in some way, shape, or form. Even the little guys that aren't even haven't even had their first amateur fight. Sometimes they'll do something. I'll be like, hey, that was pretty cool, So I'm just open to everything. Everyone's helping me out as far as I'm concerned.
Great. And where are you training, for those who don't know?
El Dorado Hills in MMA Gold, at MMA Gold in El Dorado Hills. So we're in a gym, Urban Sprawl Fitness. So it's not our gym, but it's pretty cool dynamic, because we'll be working out while other people are doing their like normal routine workouts. So it's cool. We get like the mixture in there.
Okay, excellent. And what about training partners? Maybe even if they're not notable, is there anyone we should be keeping an eye on that you've been working with or anything like that?
There are a few training partners that I absolutely couldn't live without, and like my number one training partner is definitely Aspen Ladd.
Oh, awesome. Okay,
nice. Yeah. So she's a monster. Like, she's a beast, and like, not to be weird or anything, but sometimes like I will like be down on myself, and I'll look over, or I'll think like, well, Aspen can do this, I can do this. So she really does motivate me more than just in the gym, like just in life in general. So it's a good person to be around. And then I have like Michael Olson and then just a bunch of other people, Max Griffin. It's just we have a lot. Everyone who's in there who is training with me, we're all pushing each other. That's just all you want. That's all you ask for.
Like a family, which is always nice to hear. We're a couple weeks out from this fight. How's the weight cut going, getting down to 135?
It's good. I'm still figuring it out, because this is the first time I've really had a nutritionist in my last fight. I have a lot of muscle, so it's something like I basically, if I sneeze on the wrong food, I gain 10 pounds. So it's like
Fair enough. Okay.
I'm still figuring it out, but definitely 135 is where I want to stay. This weight cut is all right. I know every fight's going to get easier and better, and
Yeah, once you figure it out, once you master it, I mean, I'm sure it takes a little bit to kind of get it down. But hey, the good news is you have a nutritionist. It's not like you're on Google and trying to figure it out yourself, right? So it could be worse.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's amazing.
Good stuff. August 31st, how do you see this fight unfolding with you and Stephanie Egger?
Actually, you kind of got to go into it thinking anything is possible because that's how MMA is. But how would I like it to go? I want the finish, and I want a fight bonus. I want that check. So all I'm seeing is the money. Like it's fun, but I want that money. Especially early on. It's I can't wait. I visualize. I have these vivid dreams, and like I'll kick and wake myself up or something like that. But yeah, I really want to finish this.
Before I let you go here, we've talked all about your fight career and everything. What do you like doing on your downtime? I know you probably don't get a lot of it, but what would I find you doing when you're not in the gym and not training?
Oh, I have like no energy, so there's a little pool in our community. I'll walk down and like suntan and talk to the older people who live there, and because only people who don't have jobs are retired people like me.
That's
so
a good point. That's
all
true.
my friends are older.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just like hang out or like walk around, ride my skateboard. Just I like to chill.
Okay. What about speaking of chilling, what goes along with chilling is Netflix. Are you watching Netflix at all?
I do, and one thing that I have on repeat all the time, every day, is The Office, and like I feel like I could verbatim like recite certain episodes. It's like I hope they never take that off of Netflix. Like I would be so mad, but yeah, that's my thing, Netflix.
That's good. I don't think it's weird. I have to double check, but I don't think we have it in Canada, The Office, because I don't know if you're aware of this, but like in different regions, they have different selection of content. It sucks sometimes.
Well, I know YouTube does that, so it doesn't surprise me at all. But that sucks.
I know, first world problems. Like seriously, I don't know what's going on there. So, anyways, but the good news is we do get to watch UFC Fight Pass, and that's where we'll be checking out your fight. It's Invicta FC 25. It's coming up here August 31st. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for joining me here, especially early in the morning. Where can people get a hold of you on social media? And if you got any thank yous or shout outs or sponsors or anything like that, take your time. The floor is yours.
Okay, so my Instagram and Twitter and everything, it's all the same. It's Shy_Yaya, and it's actually Shaianna. That's why I did the Shy. People never get that, and I don't know why. Anyways, so it's SHAI_YAYA, and that you can find me there. And then as far as sponsorships goes, I have Insta Physique, I have ASP Shooting Range in Vacaville, Import Masters. There's a little girl that I coach and stuff, and I'm putting her name on my banner. Her name's Allie Klein, so I'm excited to see how she reacts to that. I have that, and then Muscle Rich Apparel, which he's Canadian, I believe. That's it. That's all of them.